Hey there, this is John Lexo from ProSite Tutorials, where I talk about professional websites in 5 steps. And in this video I'm going to talk about one of the most popular plugins for search engine optimization called Yoast. And this is really a fantastic plugin that comes with a lot of features, and I personally consider if you're starting out, this is probably one of the easiest plugins for you to set up. And in this video I'm going to explain in detail how you can do it. So let's get started. The first thing that you need to do is simply install the plugin. For you to do that, you go to your WordPress dashboard. Once you are here, you go to the plugin section and you press Add New. You can see that you have this search box and you want to search for Yoast. Actually, I wrote it wrong. Yoast. And it's this first plugin that appears. You might want to click on this link so you can grab more information about this plugin. But this is really a very popular plugin. It has a 4.5 rating, which is really good, and 1 million active installs, which is really a lot. So I'm just going to press install now, activate the plugin, and you can see that once I activate this plugin, I have a new section appearing on my sidebar. And I believe that they made an update yesterday or today, and the icon that appears on the sidebar now looks different. So I'm going to click on it. Once you click on it, you're taken to the General tab. If you want, you can just start a tour, and basically what this does is it opens up a window and it goes from each section, just giving you some details about the several features that you can see. But you certainly won't need that, because once you watch this video, you will have a clear understanding about Yoast. You can also click on latest changes just to see the updates that they made for this plugin, so you can get more information. And for some reason, if later on you made some changes which you don't like much and you want to restore the default settings that you had initially once you installed this plugin on your website, you can press on this button called Restore Default Settings. Then you want to go to your info and you want to put your website name, and also if you have an alternate name for your website, you may want to put it over here. This information later on will appear on the search engine results page. So I'm just going to ProSite Tutorials. Below you want to either choose if you're an individual behind your website or a company. In this case it's a person. And below you want to write your name. This information then goes to Google Knowledge Graph. They gather this information from you. Then you just press Save Changes. Next up, Webmaster Tools. This is an option that allows you to quickly verify your website with each specific tool that you can see on the listing. So I would recommend for you to at least do for the first 3 ones with Alexa, Bing, and Google. And Yandex, which is one of the most popular Russian search engines, you might also want to do that because it's really quick. I'm just going to explain how you can do it with Google so you can get a better idea. So you want to click on the link and you are taken to Webmaster Central. I already did this for this website, but you want to select HTML tag. Once you do that, you want to grab this piece of coding that appears on this bar. Select this, go to your website once again, and paste it over here. Once that is done, you just press Save Changes. And you can see that it immediately removes all of the necessary coding that was appearing previously and just grabs your ID. Now I want to go once again back to Webmaster Central, click on this button that says Verify. It's really that simple. Now let's go to security. And for me to explain more in detail this, one of the reasons why this plugin is so good is because it allows you to basically optimize each page individually that you have in your website for the search engines. So this is one of the posts that I have in my website, and you can see that below I have this box that belongs to Yoast. And this allows me to basically optimize this line, which is the meta title. This is the title that later on will appear on the search engines results page. It also allows you to have the description that you want for your post or page on your website. And also the meta title appears once you go to your post. Once you go to your post, you can see that the meta title appears over here on the tab. And basically, if you have several people using your website, people probably don't trust much, you may want to keep this option checked, because this way people cannot use the advanced part that belongs to Yoast SEO meta box, which is this box that I mentioned previously. Because if they have that option appearing, they can not index that page, so that means that it won't be indexed by Google, by Yahoo, and so on, so it won't appear later on the search engine results page. And also they can do funny stuff, for example, redirect that post to another website and so on. So if you have more people using your website, then just keep this option checked. If you are alone, then no problem, just keep it unchecked and just press Save Changes. Let's go to titles and metas. First, rewrite titles. Well, sometimes some themes cause some problems when it comes to you configuring the meta titles for your website. And if you are having problems, then you may want to choose Enable First Rewrite Titles. But this is actually something that is auto-detected by Yoast SEO, and in this case they didn't notice any kind of problem on my website, so they left it unchecked. Title separator, once again this belongs to the meta titles. So the meta titles is this line that I mentioned previously, and you can define the kind of separator that you want appearing over there. This is really not very important. So I'm going to homepage. This is the template that you want for your homepage. By this I mean that this tags will later on be substituted, in this case by your site name. So once I go to my homepage, you can quickly see that this line, actually the tags are being substituted by, in this case the first is the title, the name for my website, and also the tagline, which is this line. This is really not something that is that important, because the reason why you are using this plugin is because you want to customize individually each page that you have in your website. So what I typically do is I simply delete everything that you can see over here, add in this case a dash, and I just write the title that I want for my website. Actually, I already have over here this cup, so I'm just going to leave this just like this. And once again, this is the meta description. This is the description that will appear on the search engine results page that belongs to Google and also other search engines. Once again, you want to put your keywords, you want to put a good and enticing description for your website. So it doesn't really matter. This is just an example. And actually, if you want more tags, if you want to see more tags, you just click on the help section. You go to basic variables, and you basically can see all of the tags that you can use with Yoast. So I'm just going to save changes, and you can see that once I refresh my website, you can quickly see that my meta title actually changed. You cannot see the description, but once this website appears on Google or other search engines, the description will appear over there on the results page. Let's go to post types. Post types, I'm just going to leave the default template. And the reason why I'm going to do that is because when it comes to posts, sometimes you may actually forget to add a customized meta title and also description to your website. So I'm just going to leave a template for that. So meta description template, I'm actually going to select something called usurped. This line, this tag. I'm just going to copy and paste it over here. What this does is it grabs the first lines from my post and it has a description for my post. Below you can see that you have meta robots, non-indexed, and full. You certainly want your post being found by Google and also indexed on their search engines, so you don't check this option. Date in snippet preview, this really depends a lot on the type of website that you have. If you have a website that you offer every single day fresh news, then you certainly want to add a date in your snippet preview. But if you have a website that has evergreen information, then you don't want this option. Yoast SEO meta box, well, you certainly want to use this, so you don't want to hide it. I'm going to do the same thing for pages and also for media, and just press Save Changes. Let's go to Taxonomies. Categories. Well, typically the categories on your website is just copied content from your posts. And if you don't want your website later on getting penalized by Google for having copied content, then I strongly recommend for you to not index those category pages. And also, it's quite unnecessary for you to have the SEO meta box appearing under categories. Going to leave the same options for tags, also format, and press Save Changes. Archives. Archives, basically I go just below, and I'm going to, in this case, I'm not going to index the author archives, because typically the author archives just grabs information either from your categories page or from your home page. And once again, it's pretty similar to what I explained previously. If you don't want to have problems when it comes to copied content and getting penalized your website by that, then I recommend for you to not index those pages on your website. Pretty much that's all that you need to do in this page, and just press Save Changes. Now let's go to others. In this option, if you want to prevent the second page, so I'm going to explain more exactly what this is. This is my main website. Once you have a lot of posts appearing on a blog, and this is only for your blog if you have a blog in your website, you can see that below you start having something like the first page, the second page, the third page. And you certainly don't want people finding the second page or the third page on the search engines and going to those pages, because you want people going to your main page, your home page. So what you do is simply not index those pages. So I'm just going to select this option. And for some reason, if you want to use meta keywords, which is pretty useless nowadays because no search engine uses that, you might want to check this option if you want to use meta keywords on your website. DMOZ directory. This is one of the most famous directories on the internet, and if you don't want Google using description from those directories for your website, then just add this option, add no DP meta robust tag site wide, so they don't use description appearing on the DMOZ directory. And the same thing for Yahoo directory, so it's pretty much the same thing. Let's press Save Changes. Now let's go to social. And one of the features that I really like a lot is the social aspect that belongs to Yoast. And once you click on social, you are taken to the accounts tab. And over here, what you want to do is simply grab for each profile that you have belonging to your website the URL. And this informs Google that those accounts or those profiles belong to your website. So you want to do it for Facebook or any of the profiles that you have for your website. And Facebook, the first thing that you want to do is simply click on Add Open Graph Metadata, and below you can see that you have front page settings. This pretty much allows you to craft the information that you want each time that someone publishes the URL from your front page of your website. It allows you to add a customized title and also description and also an image to that URL. So I'm going to explain how you can do that. You just click on Upload Image. You pretty much choose the image that you want to use, and that will appear on Facebook later on. Also a title and also a description. Once you do that, you just press Save Changes. Now what happens is when someone shares your website on Facebook, you can see that the image that I selected appears, also the title and also the description. So basically, if you know that the community that follows on Facebook is basically attracted to some kind of titles or description that you had, then this allows you to pretty much craft that so you can have something that is really enticing to your Facebook community. And default settings, this allows you, for example, if you have a post that someone shares on Facebook which doesn't have an image, this allows you to add a default image that will appear. So I'm going to just select one, it can be this one. And if you want to use Facebook Insights, which allows you to see the behavior that people have on Facebook while using your domain name, you can use this. You just need to press on Add Facebook Administrator, click on this link, let's say go over here, you add your domain name. In this case it's ProSiteTutorials, this one, and select the profile, which is ProSiteTutorials, and you just grab this ID that appears over here. Actually, I'm having a hard time just copying this, which doesn't allow me. So you grab that ID, you go over here, you remove this piece of coding, and you just leave this number, and also add a name to your administrator, just like this, and press Add Facebook Administrator. And you can see that now you have this appearing below. And then you just press Save Changes. And there you go. Twitter, if you want to use Twitter cards, this is an option. If you want more information about Twitter cards, you just go to this page, devtwitter.com. So I'm actually going to leave the link on the description from this video, and you can read more exactly what are Twitter cards if you want more information about this. And if you want to use this, just check this option, Add Twitter Card Metadata. You can either add just a summary or a summary with a large image. And this makes your tweets basically have more information about your website, also a nice looking image and so on, each time that someone tweets your website on Twitter. And just press Save Changes. And Pinterest verification. This allows you to verify your website with Pinterest. So you just click on this link and basically follow the next steps that you can see over here. And this allows you to verify your Pinterest account. And if you want to add Google plus a specific post metadata, just select this option. And also don't forget to get the URL that belongs to your profile from Google plus. So it should look something like this URL that you have over here, but in your case it would be the one that belongs to your profile. Then just press Save Changes. that's all about social. Then you have XML Sitemaps. XML Sitemaps is not something for the people that actually go to your website. It's only for the search engine crawlers, and this helps the crawlers to more quickly see the posts that you have in your website, the new content that you had to your website, and so on. So you want to check this box if you still don't have it, so you can start using this this option. And entries per page, 1000 entries is pretty much all that you need. Once you click on this button, you can see that it still doesn't appear. Actually need to see changes over here. Go to general and press again. Let's see, now it does appear. So you can see that this is the sitemap. Once you click on this link, you can see the posts that I have on my website, and this is just a test website, so I don't have many links. So if you don't have a sitemap appearing, just press disable author and user sitemap. Then you can go to post types and pretty much choose if you want to exclude the posts appearing from your XML sitemaps. You certainly don't want to do that, or pages. In this case, I'm just going to leave the standard option checked, which is media. If you want to exclude, for example, a specific post on your website, you just need to grab the ID belonging to that post. And if you want to exclude categories, tags, or a format, post format appearing from your XML sitemap, you can do it by checking one of these options. But I'm just going to leave the default settings. Now on advanced, when it comes to the advanced options of Yoast, if you're a new user, there's really not much that I recommend for you to use over here. Anyway, I'm just going to give you a brief explanation so you can get a better idea. Breadcrumbs allows you to add some extra navigation links to your website pages. This is good, especially when you have a website with a complicated hierarchy with several subpages and so on. This allows your visitors to more easily navigate throughout your website. However, the problem is this typically doesn't come with your WordPress theme, and you actually need to insert the coding into your website. So for you to use this, you need to check this option, enable breadcrumbs. You go below, you see this link, you click on it. Now you're taken to this next page, which I recommend for you to first read it so you can get all of the details. But basically what you need to do is just copy this coding and just paste it on one of the three files that they mention below. You can either paste it on the single.php file, page.php file, or header.php file. So it really depends on where you want to place the breadcrumbs. You need to choose one of these files. So grab this coding, you go back to your website, you go to appearance, and you choose editor, and you choose the file that you want to paste the coding. Anyway, I'm not going to use this. Let's get to permalinks. When it comes to permalinks, there's really not much that I suggest over here for you to use. Actually, some of the options may not really work well on your website and may have some results that you don't want. Anyway, the first two options, strip the category base, basically allows you can see that once I go to the category page of my website, this allows me to remove this category extension from appearing on my URL. So if you want to remove that, just click on this option. And what I recommend also is to clean up the head section of the coding of your website, because this allows the robots to more easily crawl your website pages. And this allows you to remove the unnecessary coding that you have on your website. So I recommend for you to check the first three options. But if you have a RS feed on your website, you shouldn't choose the last option. But if you don't have it, then you can choose it. And just press Save Changes. RS, Well, this is one of the options that is really good because there are websites on the internet that basically scrap the post that you have on your RS feed and then they paste it on their own website. And this allows you to, for example, this allows you to add a link to that scrap information back to your website. And also you have several tags that you can use below. Anyway, the one that has standard, this option is pretty good. So I'm not going to do anything over here. Then you have tools. Bulk editor allows you to basically edit the SEO titles on your website in bulk. Then you have on tools also file editor. This allows you to create a robot.txt file. This is a file that basically allows you to tell crawlers or robots that crawl their website which are the pages that you want them to crawl. This is really not something that is really important if you're starting out. Then you have .htaccess file. This is a file that allows you to redirect pages, allows you to tweak the security of your website and so on. Import and export. Basically, once you go to import from other SEO plugins, if you are, for example, using all-in-one SEO, this allows you to import all of the SEO information from that plugin back to Yoast. Then the other option which you have, this is actually something that is based on the SEO information that you later on have on your website. Then Search Console. This allows you for you to connect Yoast SEO to Google Search Console or Google Webmaster. For that, you just click on this button. You press allow, you grab this key or ID, you copy it, and you paste it over here. Press authenticate. Then you basically choose the profile that you want to use, and you press save profile. Then you have extensions. Extensions allows you, for example, if you choose to use video SEO, allows you to more easily optimize the videos on your website. If you have news on your website and you want later on appearing on Google News, this allows you to optimize for that. Then you have local SEO. If you want to optimize your website for the local searches, then you can use this extension. Then let's go to posts now, so we can talk about the last option. Now, one of the most important features of Yoast is really this one, which is the SEO box in each individual page that you have. And this allows you to further optimize your website pages so it can more easily appear on the search engines. You can see below you have Yoast SEO, which I already showed to you previously. But this allows you to basically have the title that you want later on appearing on the search engines, and also a description that you want appearing. But the first thing that I recommend for you to choose is a focus keyword. Basically, this is the keyword which you want to base this article around. So just choose one. Let's say, what is search engine optimization? And you can see that below you have something called content analysis. This allows you to see where your post is actually failing, in which are the parts that you actually need to further optimize. However, I want to tell you that you shouldn't really obsess in trying to get every single dot over here green, because you certainly don't want to over optimize your website pages, or it may result in you having actually worse results on the search engines. But try your best to get most green dots, but don't really be obsessed with this. It's more important for you to actually have a good content that people really enjoy reading, instead of trying to get everything exactly optimized for the machines. So once you do this, you want to first optimize your meta title with the keyword that you want to rank for. So actually I'm just going to leave this one with a search engine optimization, and below I'm actually going to change the description. So this is just an example, and basically what you want to do is always have on the meta title the keyword which you want to rank on the search engine, and you can also have it on the description of your post or page. So you simply select this and you can see that it allows you to basically change this information. Now let's go below to advanced. Meta robots index. This allows you to either index this page. This means that it will be later on indexed by the search engine and appear on the results, or you cannot index it. You can, for example, not index it if it's, for example, a sell page where you're promoting a product and you don't want, for example, appearing on the results belonging to Google or Yahoo and so on. So you can choose no index for that. Then you have meta robots follow. Usually I leave follow, but you may want to use no follow. For example, we have several affiliate links on that page, and those are links usually not very, that Google usually doesn't consider them good, and you may want to choose no follow. This means that once the robots crawl that page, they won't follow that link, neither will they pass link juice from your website to those websites. Then canonical. For example, if you have, if this page that you are using is copied content from another one, you might want to put the URL where you got that information. This allows you basically to not get penalized by Google for having copied content within your website or even in other websites. And the last option, which is really good, allows you to optimize your post for Facebook, Twitter, and also Google+. Basically, once someone shares the link belonging to this post, you can choose the title that will appear on their Facebook, and also the description, and also the image. Basically the same thing for Twitter and also Google+. So that is all about Yoast and how you can configure this plugin, which is really good. So that is all for this video. I hope you enjoy. Please subscribe so you can receive my weekly video updates where I talk about WordPress, SEO, how to make money online, and much more. So stay there, stay tuned with pro site tutorials, and bye. I said a little